lot of your translations might say to observe the Sabbath day, right? You're supposed to observe it. You watch it as it goes on down the road. Hey, Sabbath, there you go, right? I saw it the other day. I watched it, you know. I like to get into what does the word mean. In a lot of our translations, we see keep and do, keep and do, keep and do, where a lot of people suppose that keeping and doing is basically synonymous, or observing, again, basically synonymous. They're not. The word here for to observe is often translated as keep, but could very, very, very rightly be translated as to guard. To, like, imagine you're, an actual guard in the tabernacle of the Almighty, and you have some Philistine trying to sneak in and steal the gold of the menorah or whatever. You're on guard against this. To shomer, to bind a hedge of thorns around it so nothing can assault it, nothing can get it, nothing can. It's not just, oh yeah, I saw it, or I did it even. It's I guarded it. I kept it safe. I didn't let this other thing come and assault the Sabbath. I didn't let this intruder try to steal my time. I didn't let that work thing, that last-minute phone call, whatever it is. I set up safeguards around the Sabbath because I'm not letting you take it from me. I'm not letting you destroy it. To shomer, to guard. That's why keep and do, keep and do, keep and do is not synonymous. It's to guard and to do. Guard and do. So on the one hand, we are supposed to do it, obviously. But this is not a passive thing. This is not a, well, yeah, it's that time of week again. We're just going to, get around to doing the Sabbath. It's this weekly get-together we have, and, I need to make sure I bring something for Oneg. Here's a half-eaten bag of pretzels, whatever the case may be, right? Okay, you might abstain from work, you might rest, you might do all of that stuff, but have you guarded the Sabbath? Have you actively made sure intrusions can't come and destroy this precious thing that He's given us? So in this permutation of the Ten Commandments, it is to guard, not simply to do, not simply to, I saw it, I observed it, right? I watched it, but to protect it, to keep it safe. The other one, we can get into why there are differences, actually says to remember the Sabbath. And this is not a post-Yeshua dying and resurrecting. Oh, remember the Sabbath that He gave you once upon a time. Right? You remember that? It's not that kind of remembrance. When your wife asks you, did you remember to pay the power bill? And you're like, no, why? Or even better, even worse, I remembered, I just didn't do it. That's probably not what she's talking about when the lights all turn off in the house and the AC goes off in the middle of summertime. That's not what happened with us, by the way. It was the actual unit that, it was bad. Anyway, so when she's asking you, did you remember to do this? Oh yeah, I remembered. I just didn't do it. No, that's not what she's talking about. And that's not what this is talking about either. When God remembers His people in bondage, He visits them with deliverance. When God remembers the people in famine, He visits them with bread. Remembering in the Hebraic context has a lot to do with an action that you're about to take.